I have never been happier to just be sat back down in my makeup chair at home. Got a little cup of tea. I recommend you grab one too because this might be a long one. We're like getting ready. I'm actually going to meet my best friend for a roast. Like, oh, all of my favourite things. It's just so good to be home. And I thought, should we sit here? You can see the tatas. I'm so fucking happy with them. Honestly, if you follow me on TikTok, you know, the last kind of update and thing that I did was I was leaving LA that day and I was going to be like traveling. And yeah, I just did a little catch up before I actually got at home. So this is now me at home. I feel like we need to catch up about that whole traveling experience because I'm not happy. Oh, okay. I'm not so much going to be talking through some of the like old school products that I've got, but a lot of you from my YouTube videos where I did like little makeup hauls within them were like, would love to see you use them within a video. So this is going to be like a major, I say major, there's not like too much to catch up on like titty wise. But yeah, just what I've been doing since home, how I'm feeling, etc., while using some new products. I also might trial some techniques. If you guys saw on my Instagram, I got my makeup done by Raquel, who does Beyonce, J-Lo, Kardashians, like all of that stuff. So he taught me like some tips when it comes to, or like I just like noted some of the things he did with makeup that I'm like, I can't wait to go home and glam myself and try that. And we're going to be using some Raquel Beauty lashes, which if you're an individual lash girly like me, like they're winged out and like so small and dainty, like they're perfect. A lot of you guys did ask me about my lashes from that TikTok where I was traveling home. I just got these from Amazon and I used the like Kiss, is it Kiss? Like the Fulscara where you basically just do your own lash extensions essentially, and you like put this mascara on and you stick these on underneath. They kind of just look like that. No lash map. I just kind of went for long, medium, short, and then cut them in half and like did little sparsy bits like that sort of thing. I'm not going to be doing that today. I'm just mainly focusing on skin today, I think. And yeah, skin and like lashes, I suppose, but we've just moisturized. I'm kind of like switching up the way I'm doing my skincare because as it's now autumn or like getting a little bit cooler, I do notice my skin is quite affected by that. It does get quite dry, and normally I'd say I'm like a normal to dry, but yeah, when it gets cooler, I definitely feel the dryness. So everything hydrating for me, please. But yeah, I'm just using my L'Oreal. Is this the Infallible? Or is there brow lamination? I always think it's the Infallible brow gel, but it's the brow lamination in clear, just to like give my brows some shape. A lot of you guys also asked me about my brows, and I just tinted them before I left because obviously I dyed my hair darker before I left, and I say this every single time, guys, a brow tint just makes such a difference. They look fuller, kind of means you need to like fill them in less, so therefore it's just so much easier like all around when it comes to doing your brows. Let me have a slab of this tea before I spill the tea on like my travel day coming back from LA. For foundation, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Sheer Glow Tint. You guys, it's such a shame to say this because on the actual aircraft, the cabin crew were the most helpful, amazing, lovely team of women, like so understanding, so nice. As you guys know, in the TikTok I said, yeah, like I was advised, and it's like a little travel tip, I had a sling on to kind of give a visual cue that, you know, I kind of need help. I did actually request help via the BA app. Like I said, I needed mobility assistance. Annoyingly, you can't specify what that is. So I got this email being like, yeah, your wheelchair's going to be waiting for you. And I thought, that's unnecessary. But, you know, at least someone will be there and then I can explain to them what I actually need help with. So I wore a sling as like a visual cue, and then my Uber driver was really helpful. He helped me with all of my stuff, like getting out, helped me put it on the pavement. And then when I was like stood there, I was like looking around and I was like, I cannot see a single person to help me. And like, then I started to panic and was sort of like, oh shit, maybe this isn't going to be as like easy as I thought. So annoyingly, I had 2 suitcases, like big ones. I'm just going to spray my skin with the Road Glazing Milk, like over the top of the foundation. Extra glow. I've seen Hailey Bieber do it. It's just going to give it a more like natural look as well. Yeah, and I was just like, fuck. Like, I don't know what to do. Every person in a high vis that was there, I said, like, do you work here? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, well, can you help me with my luggage, please? Just, like, help me take it to the desk inside. And they were like, oh, no, sorry. Like I don't sort of work here like that. And I was like, right, okay, then, never mind. And then do you know who helped me? A fucking police officer. I, like, literally was like, you know, when you're just, I was starting to, like, well up because it was so frustrating that I couldn't do it myself. And I was so stupid. Like, I kind of forgot, like, obviously on the way home, like, carrying my luggage and stuff was going to be difficult. And, like, I actually kind of, like, wasn't really even allowed to do so. But, like, obviously on the way out, in my mind I was thinking about was how I'm going to be there for, like, 3 weeks. I'm going to need loads of stuff. So I had, like, 2 big suitcases. On the way out, I didn't actually have, like, hand luggage with wheels. So I had to get a little mini suitcase whilst I was in LA, like, for my hand luggage on the way home. So I just thought that would be easier, and so I don't have to carry things. So technically I had 3 suitcases to just, like, get to the BA desk. And then obviously once I got rid of my hold luggage, I knew it was gonna sort of, like, be fine from there. But yeah, like, no one in a high vis would help me. I had to get a police officer to help me. And he was so nice. Like, luckily he took it all the way to the BA desk. He was quite good looking as well. So, like, I was like, thank you. Even though I was on the verge of tears because I was just so, like, frustrated that I couldn't do it myself. And, like, I probably could have done it myself, but I know, like, I would never forgive myself if, like, at that moment I, like, popped an implant out because I fucking did it myself. So the police officer helped me take it to the front desk. Thank you, police officer. And then I was checking through. I, like, even said to the girl that was at the front desk, this is still obviously in LAX, by the way. I was like, is it noted on there that I've requested special assistance? Like, when I get onto the plane and stuff, do they know that I need help with my luggage? Or, like, when I get off the plane? She was like, when you get to the other side, that's kind of like their job. But she was like, no, but here I can see, yep, you've got special assistance. So there should be someone, you know, waiting for you, like, at boarding and, like, things like that. And I was kind of like, okay. I was like, but obviously, like, you know, I don't need a wheelchair. But, yeah, you can't specify what mobility assistance you actually want. You just request that you need it in that sense. And she was like, yeah, no, totally get it. Just explain, like, even when you're on the plane, like, to the cabin crew that you just need assistance, like, putting your bags up, etc., etc. And I was like, okay, that's all good. So all of that was fine. Like, through security, obviously I had that sling on, and so there was a little bit extra time going through security because they had to make sure I wasn't, like, smuggling anything in my sling or anything like that. They were like, have you got any metal in your arm? And I was like, no, it's not actually, I don't actually have a problem with my arm. And kind of, like, explained to them, and they're like, okay, understand. And, like, that was all fine. Just obviously, like, allow yourself extra time for all of this, because you never know if you're not even going to be able to, like, find anyone to help you, and you'll be standing around for a while. And, like, if you go for, like, the sling option, like, through security, they obviously need to check that and things like that. Getting onto the plane, it was all good. Luckily there was it was the boarding plane where, like, we just walked straight onto the plane. If we had had stairs, I would have needed help, like, carrying my suitcases, like, up onto the stairs. Luckily that wasn't the case this end. Anyway, flying was fine. I was just making sure to be like moving around and things like that. Also, I feel like a lot of you guys asked me about this and what shade I got. TN6. So I'm guessing that's like tan neutral 6, just for like a little like bronzing of the skin. And I'm going to use these Morphe like sculpting pens that I got to like contour my nose and like my eyes. I like this one. This one's called like Enchanted. I like this for here. It's like a really nice, cool tone. And then this one is Refined. And I'm going to put like that through my eyes. A little bit here. That's going to be like the cream eyeshadow, you know what I mean? So yeah, like the flying was fine. The staff on the plane were fine. It's so helpful. Honestly, shout out to the women on, I think it was like BA 282 from LAX to London Heathrow, Ellie, Catherine, and this other lady, which I never actually got her name. It actually might have been Rachel. I'm not sure. Shout out to those ladies. They were just so helpful, so understanding, so lovely to me. And obviously they only know X amount and like what should be happening. So when we landed, I had said to them like, you know, will there be someone waiting for me? I have requested special assistance. And they were like, yeah, like we had to get the bus to the terminal, like arrivals terminal. And she was like, I'll help you take your luggage down the steps and onto the bus, which was so nice of her. And then she was like, but yeah, when you get off the bus, there should be someone waiting for you there. And she was like, you should utilise the wheelchair, like all of this. And I was like, do you know what, maybe I will. Like if it's just easier to do that, then I will. She even told the bus driver, like, will you help her get her luggage off? Like when she gets to the terminal, he was like, yeah, all good. And then got to the arrivals terminal. The bus driver helped me with my luggage off. Got there, couldn't like really see anyone waiting for me, but then there was this like mobility special assistance area where there were like loads of wheelchairs. So like I went to the front desk and I was like, hello, like I've requested special assistance to help me, like, you know, getting my luggage off the conveyor belt. I was like, I suppose I don't necessarily need anyone right now, which is probably where it all went wrong. I was just trying not to make a big deal. But I was like, but when it comes to like my suitcases getting off the conveyor belt, like I'm gonna need help. L'Oreal Infallible concealer in Ivory. And she was like, okay, so like when you go through security and like, yeah, like get through, go to the BA like special assistance desk or something. So I was like, okay, like, are you sure like there's not someone meant to be waiting for me here? And she just like didn't really say anything. And I was like, okay, thanks. Went through security, that was all fine. And then was just kind of asking anyone in a high-vis vest, like, can they help me? Where should I go? And they were like, the BA desk is like, oh, all the way down the other end. So I was like, great. Everyone can see, like, I'm pulling my hand luggage along, but like, I've only got like one arm to like be doing all of this. So I was like, right, hopefully this person is like waiting for me at the BA desk. Get to this BA desk and I was like, you know when you just, like, there's people sat there having a conversation, whatever, and then yeah, you feel like you're interrupting them. Like, I was kind of stood there. They were just turned, talking to each other. And I was like, hello. And they were like, can we help? I was like, yes, please, sorry. Like, I felt like saying sorry. Like, I felt like I just, like, had interrupted their conversation. Bear in mind, at this point, that's, like, I'd spoken to, like, 3 people that had all just told me, like, they can't help me, it's the next person to help you, And I was like, okay. I was like, hello, like, I've requested special assistance. Where's my sponge gone? Oh, there. I've requested special assistance to help me get my luggage off the conveyor belt. Like, where is this person to help me? And then they were just sort of like, oh, right, so you've just got to go to the information point. And I'm like, right. She's like, it's just round the corner, like, but there's like, there is no corner, so I don't know what she's talking about. I was like, can you please show me, like, what it is that you're talking about? Because I thought I'd requested it through BA. And then she kind of, like, rolls her eyes and, like, gets up from behind the desk. And this is what I mean. I'm, like, thinking, sorry, like, I didn't mean to, like, burden or interrupt your conversation that you were having with your colleague. And then she's like, shows me to this information point, which is like at the bottom of the escalator, but it's like an information point for like any person to use. And I'm thinking, this isn't right. Like, I've requested this through BA. Like, this is something that should be with you guys, not just like an information point. And she was like, yeah, just ring the buzzer and you'll speak to someone and they'll be able to help you. And I'm thinking, but this information point's got nothing to do with BA. Like, this is, like, information for, like, anything. But, okay. So, like, rung the buzzer. I can barely hear the person that's speaking. And I'm like, hello, like, I've requested special assistance. Can someone help me get my luggage off of the conveyor belt, please? And they're like, yeah, like, what belt are you at? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's belt 3. And they're like, okay, cool. And I'm like, okay, so do I meet them there? Do I wait here? She's like, are you at the belt? I'm like, no, I'm at the information point, like, but it is belt 3 that I need help. She was like, yeah, someone will be there, like, shortly. I was like, okay. Walk back to the belt. Luckily, our luggage, like, hadn't come out yet, so it's not like I could just see it going round and round, and I just didn't have, like, anyone to help me, which would have been incredibly frustrating. And then Macy arrives with this, like, big trolley that I'm thinking, oh, Christ, like, how much luggage do they think that I have? And he's like, did you request that you need your luggage, like, help with your luggage? I was like, yes, please. And he's like, right, well, that'll be £35, please. And I'm like, what? I'm like, hang on. I'm like, sorry, I don't think this is right. Like, I've booked this, like, through my ticket. Like, this should be through BA. And then he was like, it's got nothing to do with your ticket. Like, it's a £35 charge. And this is when I knew, like, the BA lady that told me to go to that machine, I was like, this isn't right, like, but I'm not really in a position to, like, fight it, because at this point, I'm just so frustrated. I've been on this 10-hour flight, which I didn't sleep on. I just want to go home. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, £35 for you to walk it just into arrivals where my mum and dad are, and they're gonna take over and take it from you. Like, this feels ridiculous, but okay. And then he just, like, obviously the luggage is, like, a bit delayed. He just kept being like, is that your suitcase? Is that your suitcase? I was like, no. Don't you think if that was my suit... I didn't say this, but I'm thinking, like, don't you think if that was my suitcase, I would be telling you, like, that's my suitcase? And then on the board, it said that the Los Angeles luggage, like, had been delivered. And he was like, well, like, you're going to have to call customer services because clearly your suitcases aren't here. I was like, can you just hang on 1 second? Like, I've been so patient and with this whole thing, like, again, I'm not, like, really saying this, but I said, can you just wait a second? I can see 10 people that are still from my flight that don't have their luggage. Like, I'm sure it's just coming, and yes, it has been delivered. It's just not quite made it to the conveyor belt yet. And he's, like, staring at his watch, and he's, like, you know, just looking so, like, done with this whole situation. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, oh my God, like, I feel like such a burden already. He's giving the impression that I'm being a burden. Every single member of staff, minus the cabin crew that I spoke to, is also treating me like this is just, like, inconvenient. But I just thought, like, I've requested this special assistance. How are you going to charge me £35 for, like, this, like, me being disabled at this point, like, unable to lift my suitcases off? Like, if I genuinely broken my arm or like whatever, are you going to charge someone £35? Like, I can't believe, like, that's the rules. And that didn't feel right, because the trolley that he'd got me as well was giving what you ask for when you've kind of got, like, 7 suitcases and you just kind of can't be bothered to, like, carry all your own cases. You know what I mean? Like, that sort of trolley. Because then when I told him, like, I've only got 2 cases, he was kind of like, oh, okay. And then finally when my cases arrived and we were walking through, he was like, do you mind if we just go a different way because this trolley's too big? And I'm thinking, I didn't even want this effing trolley in the first place. I just wanted, you know, a normal trolley or just a person to take my 2 suitcases for me into arrivals. And like my parents would take over, like that's all I wanted. I just burst into tears, probably because I was super tired and like just completely done with this whole thing and just wanted to get home. And I just thought like, this isn't right. Like I can't believe like any of this is like really happening. Anyway, he helped me take it through into arrivals and like my parents took over, and even again he was sort of like, oh, is that all that you needed me to? I was like, yes. Do you see what I'm saying? Like this really has gone like totally wrong, and I don't know if it was my fault or not, like if I'd booked the wrong thing or whatever, but like everyone seemed to be telling me like someone's gonna meet you there, and just nobody had. But I could see other people being helped that were like in wheelchairs and things like that, in the sense of like, therefore that's what I was told I was also going to have. But then I was in two minds because I technically didn't need the wheelchair. I didn't want to take a wheelchair from someone that actually needed it. And like, it was just all such a faff. And it put kind of such a downer on like me being reunited with my parents in arrivals, because my mum was like, yay! But I was like holding back the tears, being like, can you just take the suitcases? Please, we need to leave. And I was like, oh God, yeah, like, I don't know what's happening. Obviously, I had been texting them, letting them know, like, what was going on. I didn't have the best experience, which, like I said, feels like such a shame, because I had the most amazing cabin crew that was so lovely, so helpful. So, yeah, just bear that in mind if you're travelling for surgery that might put you unable to, like, do your suitcases and stuff. It was a bit of a faff. Anyway, I've powdered. Raquel has inspired me to like dig out some old things from my kit. So I've got this old sculpting powder, literally in the shade Sculpt, from the MAC Maleficent collection. And then I'm going in with dark golden. Yeah, bronzer. We love her. But yeah, I had a lot of you guys asking me on my TikTok, like, let us know how the travelling went. Didn't go great, but I'm home, I'm safe, it all went well, like, on the plane. I'm in one piece, that's all that matters. The titties have survived. It was all okay in the end. I think a part of my frustration obviously came from just being absolutely knackered. And just wanting to get home, and I just wanted it to be straightforward. But these things never are. Oh well. That's all I've got to say on that. If anyone else is travelling, let me know. Hopefully that's given you a little insight and prep. Yeah, I would say. I'm not even sure if the sling really helped me, to be honest. It did, but it didn't. It depended who I was dealing with. Shimmery bronzer, which, by the way, Raquel also uses shimmery bronzer and stands by it. So that's how I know it's a must-have product. I'm going to use that same shade to go over the contour on my nose. But yeah, since being home, it's all been good, except for yesterday. So obviously, I think by the time this goes up, it'll be Monday, because I did originally want to film this on Saturday and then have it up for Sunday. But I'm having to film this on Sunday and have it up for Monday because, oh my God, I think on Friday night, I don't know if I'd just like overdone it since being home, even though I've barely been doing anything, or just it's my body adjusting back to being in the UK, like UK food, all of that sort of stuff, like time zone, like difference, etc., etc. I ordered myself a Chinese Friday night. I thought I've not had a Chinese in so long, can't be asked to cook. I'm in the mood for one, so why not? I don't know if I just ate it too quickly, ate too much, whether or not I actually got like mild food poisoning from it. I say that, but it only came out one end. So I don't know if that's like food poisoning. But yeah, as you could now guess, like I went to bed Friday night. Oh my God, like in the middle of the night, I was like, oh, oh my gosh, violently sick again in the morning, or like maybe I just caught like a bug and it had only like caught up with me then. But yeah, was literally like sick all of Saturday and just felt so disgusting and couldn't keep anything down until like later in the afternoon, and just really didn't feel like doing makeup or getting glam or anything like that. I just wanted to rot on the sofa, and I was like drifting in and out of sleep as well. I was like, God, like what the frick is happening to me? But now I'm fine. So don't know what the hell happened there, but I'm glad I'm feeling a lot better, because I've been like dying to sit here and catch up with you guys and do some makeup and just feel good and show you the titties and answer all the questions that you guys have been sort of like asking. A lot of them had been about the travel and like wanting to like use the new makeup and stuff. So thank God, yeah, that I feel better today. Also desperately I say desperately wanted a roast. I did desperately want a roast, but now I'm thinking, gosh, I need to be careful and not take advantage of the fact that, yes, all right, I feel okay, but let's not take that for granted. So hopefully I'm just going to see if they do like a kiddie roast. That would be nice. And I think a happy compromise, you know what I mean? I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to do them the way that Raquel did them, which is use the soft brown. This is the way, okay, that pros do brows. And I think it's what always makes it look so good when I get my brows done by somebody else. Is what you should do is use a brow powder that's like lighter than your brows. So he was like, when I sat down, I remember he was like, so what do you normally use on your brows? Like soft brown? I was like, soft brown? I was like, my hair is so dark. He's like, yeah, but like as the base colour. Because what you should do is like sort of fill them in with a light shade and then use a pencil in like your hair colour to like do the brush strokes, and it kind of just gives the most natural looking shadow appearance to the brows. So let's go in with soft brown. I'm just going to use this to like, yeah, give it a little base colour. I'm just using a little angled brush. But I'm trying to think what else there is to sort of say and catch up on. Sleeping is still really just uncomfortable, you guys, but I've only got like 2 weeks left of it, but that's still 14 days like left of like sleeping slightly upright, which I'm just not a fan of. And before I left, I kind of forgot about needing actually kind of like stability in bed. I like changed all of my bedding to this really plush, soft, feather down bedding, because I was like, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to want like all the comfort when I get back. And therefore it's just like so soft that it's kind of doing nothing for me. That I'm just sinking, whereas I need to be like sat upright. So kind of fucked up a bit there. I'm having to get like all of my cushions from the sofa and like prop them up. So I'm literally giving Princess and the Pea with like 7,000 pillows. It's the price you pay for amazing titties. But they're feeling all good. Still super soft. Well, like they feel soft. I've been told I've got to be very cautious, because what I don't want is capsule contracture, I think, and that's where basically your body like rejects the implants, and that can happen for like a number of reasons, but it basically forms scar tissue like all around the implant, and they go like rock hard. We don't want that. We want them to stay sat. We want them to drop. I want like my natural tissue to just sit over them and them to remain the way that they are. And so far, so good. It's funny how like my FYP on TikTok now is like, right, the light's fallen down. Sorry, we are back, and yeah, brows are done. So I filled it in with the soft brown pencil, and then I just used Morphe Chocolate Mousse Micro Brow Pencil just to kind of, I don't know, anything that needed like a little bit actually of like a brow hair to go in the gap. I just did that, and I carved them out with concealer, which it's probably going to be my new way of doing brows. I'm just going to take a little bit of the bronzer that was on my face and pop that in the crease. But like I said, we're not really like doing eyes as such today. And there is kind of some colour there from the contour, but this kind of just sets it all in place. I can't remember like what I was saying. But yeah, like not too much to fill in on since being back. And I'm trying to get into the swing of things, guys. I'm really trying to think of like how to do like my first Instagram. But, well, not like first Instagram, but like what my real like titty Instagram pic is going to be. I do actually have an upcoming job with lounge underwear that I'm like, is that going to be the big reveal? But I don't want, now, here's what we don't want. I don't want my whole personality and like my Instagram to become about my tits, even though I feel like I have full reign to do that because like I just got them done. Hello. But, you know, I don't want every single post to be about them or them be like the focus. But I really want that lounge post to pop. So guys, when that does go up, you best show some love because that's going to be my first time in like a bra and it being like all on show. God, I'm nervous even thinking about it. But we'll deal with that when the time comes. Right, let's do some cream blushes. I absolutely love I've fallen back in love with Piggy from Rhode. Piggy and Freckle. Damn it, one of my lights just died. Are we actually joking? Does that mean the other one's about to die as well? Shall I just go ahead like with no lights? This is a load of shit. I ain't got time for this. Like, what do I do? Or is this like, okay, this isn't okay. Let me find another light. We've got some lights. I just need to stop rambling because clearly I just don't think I charged them. Oops. But I need to like get a wiggle on is what this is telling me to do. Right, Freckle and Piggy is what we're going to go ahead and use. But yes, very excited to be like at home seeing all my friends again. Like this is going to be my first at home friend interaction. Like I saw Millie when I was in LA, but I was with my sister, but that's like kind of the only people I've like been with besides like my family. And now I'm back. The girls need to be on show. And I just need to catch up with everyone. And oh my gosh, guys, it's my birthday soon, which I like have to like compartmentalize everything. And I just couldn't think about my birthday whilst this was all going on. Do you know what I mean? Like I just had to focus on one thing. And it's all just been crazy times. But yeah, my birthday is October the 6th. So literally a month today when I'm filming this. I need to get a wiggle on. It's my 29th birthday. Which means next year. What does one do for their 29th birthday anyway? Because I feel like I've got lots to celebrate. I was kind of joking around with my friends, but they were actually so serious. They were like, you need to have a booby birthday party. And I was like, that's so true. There's lots to celebrate. It's my birthday. We celebrate the titties. But then I'm like, but I don't want to do anything too crazy because that's what my 30th will be for next year. Like, what did you guys do for your 29th? If any of you were 29 already, like, what does one do? Why does my makeup look strange in here? Is it actually looking strange? It doesn't in my mirror. But I'm using the MAC Glow Play blush. This is Blush Please. Basically the same colour as Freckle. And this one is Totally Synced. And that's basically the same colour as Piggy. I just like to go over the top with these. They have like a nice subtle like flush and glow. Yeah, I'm trying not to do like too much, but I've got to do something. And that is probably going to be like a good titty reveal moment because even though I will have seen my friends since then, But October the 6th will be at least like August the 20th, September the 20th. I'll be at like nearly pretty much like 6 weeks. So that's like a good pivotal point in the boob job land, in the sense of you can sleep flat, don't have to wear my compression bras anymore. Like they should feel like pretty much healed at this point. They just need to drop and all of that stuff, and that can take like a couple more months. But yeah, I'm excited, and I just feel like time is going to fly by. So I'm kind of excited about that in terms of like the way I've been sleeping. Like I want that to fly by. I'm just mixing some Charlotte Tilbury wands together, although I don't know what the hell's happening here. I'm mixing Goldgasm and Pinkgasm just for a little cheek glow. Where is my brush? I've got this like rotating thing with all my brushes on. There it is. I just like can't find things these days. I'm gonna like mix them together. Put that on my cheeks. Like I said, I'm really just skin focusing. I just want to look glowy and fresh off the operating table. No, but just my normal self, because it's still quite humid outside. I'm sweating doing my makeup here because the lights are on me, but I'm like resisting all urges to put my fan on because I know you guys don't like it when I do that, because it makes a noise and it's really distracting. So I'm sorry about that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do like mascara and my lashes, but I feel like I will come back and do like one of the lashes on camera because it'll give me a chance to cool down and I can have like a little play with these myself. Alrighty, this is what the eye is looking like. I used one of the, which one of these? Twinkling Stars, which is like the winged out one. Just put one of them on the end, and then a sort of like medium size, I don't know if you can see, medium size, and a short one like to do the rest. That kind of makes sense, I'm sure. With these ones, I do like to bend them a little bit, give them more of a curl, which you totally can do. Oh. So then I just put glue on the top of them because I stick them underneath. So this is the one that's going to be on the outermost part of the eye. Like that. I also curl my lashes, put mascara on, that sort of thing. And then take one of the lunar lights. Again, glue on the bottom because I like to go from underneath. And then take a little one. Also, the longer the glue's been set out for, like this, it's just so much easier to stick them down and get some grip. So that's what the lashes are looking like. So I'm going to let them dry. Let's do a lip. Obsessed with these, by the way. And like Raquel knows what the F he's doing when it comes to lashes and the styles and things like that. So definitely check out his brand, you guys. He used a lot of the products on me. Like he's got lip products as well, and so much more exciting stuff coming. So get to know, okay? Now we're going to do a lip. We're using Spiffy from Morphe. This is like, I think they reformulated their lip pencils recently. Did this whole, it's not like new lip drop, but new and improved lip drop. Like they're listening to the people, okay? So this is Spiffy. I know everyone was obsessed with Sweet Tea, but I don't know. I really like this one. I'd probably go in with Sweet Tea to like darken a little bit, but I think today I'll just stick with the one like so. And then we're going to go in with, MAC Maximal Matte Honey Love. Fallen back in love with this. She's an OG. Kind of like really gorgeous, like everyday matte nude. I might press like a tiny bit of concealer. You know me and my light lips. Just like into the middle. Because what I really wanted to use, this could be where it all goes terribly wrong. I want to use the new Fenty How Many Carats Gloss Bomb Stick. It's kind of giving clear lip topper glittery vibes. So let's see. Let me just actually tidy up this lip right now because it's getting messy. Much better. Okay. What? That was close. Okay, let's see. I don't know about that. It's a bit bitty. Maybe it is just meant to go like onto bare lips. Okay, no, I'm taking that off. I actually also think I need to like exfoliate my lips as well. Oh, good. And now my lips bleeding. All right, let me come back when my lips look good. Okay, I wanted to actually give it another chance, so I didn't actually put the Honey Love on. I just did Spiffy and this, and much better. Nothing separates, and it just looks super juicy and glossy, so I'm happy with this now. Okay, guys, this is the finished look. We are ready. I feel like you are all caught up on everything, and that's the updates with how the travel went and how their titties are looking and all of that good stuff. But if there is anything else that you think I've missed, then let me know. We're going to be back with a vlog next week. Because I've been away, I will just tell you now that my next every video for this month, it does have a sponsor, but they all kind of make sense, and they're all ones that I work with regularly, but they're all going to be like incorporated within like videos that I would normally do, if that makes sense. I basically didn't do any work in that sense the whole of August, so I've got some catching up to do, so I hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, this is the glam for today. I'm going out for my roast. It's time to get dressed and get ready. But I love you all. And I will see you next week for a vlog. Bye, guys.